Hey guys, what's up? It's Evelyn M.Vail here. Sorry about the lack of video last week. My internet was down. Trust me, I was I was like depressed because I couldn't do nothing. So sorry about that. So I had made videos last week, but I decided I'm going to redo the videos because I didn't quite like how I was doing it because I have to read from, well, not read from, but I have points written on these pieces of paper here because I have so many reviews to get through. But let's get to the boring stuff first. Well, not really boring. It's exciting, isn't it? Well, you will find out why. So, guys, the Watty competition opened yesterday. So, as you know, the Watty competition is like the biggest competition on Wattpad. I'm sure a whole heap of you have joined. And if you have, best of luck. I've also joined. Not because I think I'm going to win, but just for the sake of, it'll be fun. So, if you did enter, best of luck. Also, the Once Upon a Time competition also opened up. I have written here that it starts, well, the voting period started since June the 14th, and it ends today. So, I hope you guys all voted for who you wanted to win, and I hope you all took part. But then, that's all for now. Maybe something else to come up near the ending. So let's get straight into it. So we're going to start with the first chapters of the stories I did before. If you've watched my previous videos, you know which one I'm talking about. So we're going to start with the Assassin's Blade. So I literally just read the first chapter, and his use of description in this story got better and better as it went along. I was actually feeling my heart beating for the main character in this because I was thinking, oh my days, I could feel his nervousness. Your writing style was both light yet very detailed, and I kind of like how you mix the olden time with the modern time. It's like a really hard blend, but you did a great job of doing it. So well done on that part. Also, I kind of like the idea of this angry cyborg lady that is just angry at life in general. Very unique, very nice. But I just have to say, how could the head assassin guy send out a novice into like what might be one of the biggest assassinations in that whole story? Beats me, but that's what you call an evil person. So, putting the rating on your first chapter, I give you a 9.5 out of 10. Next up is The Legend of the White Witch. Okay, so I felt really sorry for her, like at the beginning, because I have no idea how it feels like to be an outcast. But the way you wrote it, you made the readers feel her pain. The priest hate him already. Oh my gosh, how could someone come up to someone and be like, mate, you're a curse? No. I really like that little snappy comeback where she's all like, nah, my hair's a blessing from God. Now that's how you put someone in their place. I'm just saying. But love your use of description, and I really like the cliffhanger you left it at. I had to literally stop myself from sliding to the next chapter to see what's going to happen because you left it as something jumping out at her in the woods, and I'm thinking, is she going to die? Is she going to get injured? Is this where she realizes her power is on the next level? Perfect. So like I said, 9 out of 10. Next one is To Kill Gods or To Die Trying. Alright, so so just like a little point of correction in this one. It's not something I do rarely, but I'm not much of a let me start that again. Usually, I don't really correct and stuff because I per se, I'm not very good with grammar and punctuation. I'm severely dyslexic, so those type of things aren't my forte. But like in this one, To Kill Gods or Die Trying, I feel like when you're asking the questions that the readers are supposed to be asking, you should put in italic just so that we know that it's not that it's someone speaking, but it's actually us thinking of the question, if you get what I'm saying. And then, I know in the story you told us not to judge him for being only 5 foot 5, but I'm gonna have to judge him just a little bit, because it kind of got a hefty laugh out of me. But overall, I love the build up of your story, and as I mentioned before, like in my previous post, I love how the character is literally talking to the readers. Like, it's a beautiful blend. Like, that's very unique, and it's not something you see often. Like, maybe you'll see for the first 2 seconds, but like, this was a whole chapter full of us feeling as if we were sitting right in a room with this character talking to him about his life. So 9 out of 10. So Ashes, I actually forgot to check if she had changed her cover. If you have, sorry. If you haven't, you really do need to. Like, it doesn't even have to be a complex cover. You could just get a picture of Ashes, or like dust pouring or something, or even just a blank black background, like a blank block color background, and then the words Ashes on it. Because I really feel like this isn't pulling it off. But then overall, I read this first chapter. I love your build up, and how your character was complaining about 3 years of school. I did 6 years of school, and that just about killed me. How I persuaded myself to go to uni, I'm still trying to figure that out. But yeah, I kind of also love how you have 2 completely different characters. Like, I've noticed a lot of things people do when writing is that they want all the characters, like if they have a friendship group, they want them all to be the same. So if one of their friends is mad, they expect everyone else to be mad. No. I like the fact that they have 2 different personalities. One's laid back, and the other one is like a little bit of a super nerd, a knowledgeable freak who just wants to know more and more. Also, the story about the old world, sad, very nice opening, kind of giving the background information of what's about to come. Overall, 9 out of 10. Keep up the good work. Lastly, in my first chapter category of this review, is World Eater. Okay, so this is not just the first chapter, this is also the only chapter in this story, which broke my heart. So, let's get into it. Your build up was slow, steady, you can't really control controlled the pace that you were writing in, which I really like. And then I like how your character was being so nonchalant. Like, come on. If you guys read the story, he's just looking at this other world that's about to crash into his, and he's just lying down on the rooftop, calmly looking at it, just staring off at it as if nothing's happening. How does he remain calm is beyond me. Me just imagining it, because your use of description was so vivid. But me just imagining it, I'm just there going, oh my gosh, I will be in church every day, praying on my knees and being like, Lord, don't let them take me. But oh my gosh. And then you left it at a cliffhanger ending. Why does everyone want to just kill me with cliffhangers? And there's no second chapter, there's nothing yet. So please, please, please hurry up. I loved this one. I gave you a 10 out of 10. So that's that. Now, sorry. We're moving on to the first paragraphs. So first on my list is Malfunction. In my previous video, I talked about these ones' front page and title. Now I'm going to talk about the first paragraph. Okay, so in Malfunction, the first chapter paragraph, I really liked the opening, and it wasn't overly detailed. Like, sometimes you have that people kind of flood information into your head. This one wasn't overly detailed, but it was a really, really nice build. So keep that up. I'm not going to be doing a 9 out of 10 or whatever point system for this one, because I feel like I don't want to judge them by their first paragraph, because I usually judge by the first chapter, because that's what's one of the most important things in the story. Okay, so next one we have The Light Messenger. So, in all honesty, I personally am not the biggest fan of how it started, but I do like how you explained how linked linked to her personality. So her name was Ivy, which is a strong plant that can't be uprooted or changed. And you linked that to her personality very nicely. I really like that contrast. But overall, not the biggest fan at the beginning. But after reading the first chapter, who knows, my opinion could change. We have this one, The Keeper. Alright, so I can actually feel them running. Like, you started this for a bang. You like that clip? Yeah. Okay, so you started this for a bang. You started with people running away. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you just started with people running. Like, my heart was beating for him. I like how powerful and vivid the image came in. I also like how you hooked the readers. Like, you didn't want them to just go, oh, you know what, I want to change my mind. No. You put it right at a high peak. This is like a cliffhanger in your story right from the batting beginning. I think that's not how the saying goes, but I think it goes right off the bat. I'll check that out later. Moving on. Hunters, the Prince. Alright, so like I said, I don't usually do what you need to edit. I just talk about what I think about it. But there is one sentence that really stood out for me that you need to change. I'm not sure if this is the right correction, but I'm not going to read it out. Nothing else saved him, and the floor leaving him one option. So that didn't make sense at all to me, unless I'm reading it wrongly. So I feel like the correction should be, there was nothing else to save him, which means he had only one option, the door. I'm not sure if that's what you're trying to say. If it isn't, I'm sorry, but I'm just pointing out that that sentence is written wrongly and you need to go back and change it. But overall, ignoring that, I actually really, really feel your character's confusion. He doesn't know where he is. Great use of description, and I'm dying to see what's going to happen in the next bits. We have this one. If you guys remember my post previously, this cover did confuse me. So I was very happy and very excited to finally get to reading the first paragraph. So, at first, when I read the first paragraph, I had to read it again because it slightly confused me. Not in a bad way. I feel like it was just because I'd been reading all those and I was like a little bit of a brain freeze. But after reading the second one, I really understood what's going on, and I kind of understood what's going on, but I feel like before I could give a proper judgment of what this is about, I feel like I need to read on more. Like, the first paragraph is one of those ones that tell a story on its own, if you get what I'm saying. But overall, good use of description. I feel like everyone here just has really good use of description. Like, you guys are so good. Like, I've read some stories on Wattpad where their description skills is 0, but everyone here so far is just so good. Alright, next one. The Zodiac Empire. So we have, I like the opening and the way you built up the scene. So from your use of description, I was able to guesstimate what time it was going if I used my own initiative. So I assumed that it was going to be around 9 or 10 o'clock, because kids usually slept around 7:30 to 8:30 in my experience. And also your user description showed us how quiet it was outside, because you can hear the sound of the fire and the chair. If it's noisy, a fire can't usually be heard, and a chair could be heard in noise, but that chair must be creaky. So, great use of description. You already got me thinking of putting time, place, scenery was growing all around me. Great job. Next, we have the Sword of Windsor. I've been practicing my pronunciation skills. I was like, oh dang, honey. I was like, I'm hooked. The pace that you put on it was sick. So, I have the feeling that this guy stole something. Call me a genius. It says in the story, like within the first 2 sentences, that he stole something. But I can really feel my heart going as he's running away from these guys. Like, he's being surrounded in all corners, and he's just like, oh my gosh, crap. What am I going to do? Brill. Love. Love. And then we have the Grandmaster's son. Okay, I can totally relate to him because my whole... Okay, let me give you a background info about this first paragraph. It was about one. By the way, one. Because the first paragraph was so short, I combined the first two just to make it as beefy as the other ones. So, I could completely understand how... Like, I could relate to him because my floors are really creaky. Like, I'm trying not to move because every step you take in my room is like, grrr. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, everyone could hear me. So I really feel his pain. I'm like, oh. And then also the fact that he's reading through a hole in his floor and a dim light coming through it. All I can say is the struggles are real. Like, your readers will be hooked with that scene because one, they want to know about why he's struggling like this. And two, what is this going to build up to exactly? So my last one in first paragraphs is A War to Win. So if you guys have noticed, I've been using pictures because I had some feedback last week saying that it would be better for me to get like print out pictures so you guys can see it clearer than showing it to you on my baby. So back to the review. A War to Win. Okay, so I loved the amazing level of deep description. I think out of all the books I've gone through to this week, this had the most description in the first paragraph. It has such a vivid, it leaves such a vivid image for your readers, and it kind of like, you can literally tell what season it is, what's going on. You could imagine where they are. So, awesome job. So this is part 1. I'm going to get a water break and come back again with part 2, which is going to be about covers, titles, and first paragraph. So part 2 is going to be filled with some new names, so stay tuned. Bye guys, and thank you for watching.